I'm a bit previous. Haven't even got the microphone plugged in yet. It's a wonderful sunny afternoon in Cornwall. And look what's turned up. Look what we've got. Old Faithful. I must have 2 or 3 videos of this particular repair, but I'm going to delete all those only because I've had one of these repair videos up for about 6 years, and this weekend YouTube decided to say it's a copyright strike after 6 years. After 6 years. So just by coincidence this TV has come in, so I'll delete the other one and do this just in case you don't know what I'm talking about. This is Old Faithful. Sorry that I've got a very shaky hand. I'm holding it in my left hand. What's the date? 1402, right, so February 2014. 10 years old, baby, but a nice TV. It is a nice TV. And I like doing these, only because it's the sort of stuff I kind of got excited with TVs when these came out and started wanting to know more, and decided that I could make some money by repairing these. So that's why I repaired them. This is from a friend. I should have plenty of backlights of this in stock. I've never known them change any screens on these. It's always the same screen. I can't remember what screen it is, but it's always the same screen. And they're worth keeping going. There's just something about, I don't know, the build quality on these. It's before they got even cheaper. I mean, some people would say that TVs cheaped out with these particular models, but compared to what we're seeing today, as a lot of you know, it's even cheaper. The one thing that did surprise me, because I noticed he's damaged a HDMI socket. I would have thought the main boards for these would have been very cheap, because a set of backlights, a trade price for a set of backlights from China is £6 for these, for 5 strips. So £1.20 a strip from China, posted, because people just aren't buying them anymore, so they're just trying to get rid of old stock. But yet a main board is 30 quid. If I'd have got a main board in stock, and I still might have, I've got to go down to the lockup and fetch the backlights for this. I'm doing this in 2 parts because it's a sunny day. I will fit a new main board in, but apparently he only uses 1 HDMI anyway. You could put the smart version main board in. I don't think I've got one of those either. Not that it's smart anymore, but it will have. See, this has only got a standard definition tuner. It's what was classed as a HD ready set, which means if you plug HD into the HDMIs, then you get a HD picture. But when these came out 10 years ago, there were no, well, did we have Freeview HD tuners 10 years ago? Possibly we didn't. I'm a bit out of touch. But if I do have a main board, I'll gladly give it to him. Again, why somebody wants 30 quid for, I would have thought £5 for a main board for these. But there you have it. There you have it. Right, so let me just take the back off. Oh, you're not going to take the back off unless you take those screws out, sunshine. I'm sure I've told you several times. There were 2 versions of this. There's one which ends in DB, which Vestel's always did. And then there's one that just ends in B. So same model number, 40L133DB rather than DB. That's the one that's got a slightly better panel inside and better backlights. It's got a Samsung screen inside. Again, haven't seen one of those for quite some time. Okay, do you think it's ready to be prized off now? Let me get some of my proper prying tools just to see if that helps. And it does. Just lift up gently because there's loads of plugs and wires into the main board. Right. Now that can come off. Incidentally, plasma lovers, we will be looking at a plasma tomorrow. So I'll probably upload it tomorrow night or Wednesday. A Pioneer plasma. Pioneers had the best picture quality in a plasma still to this day. But then they sold their configuration to Panasonic. So whenever you look at an old Panasonic 42-inch plasma, it's very similar to a Pioneer 42, and there's a reason for that. But Panasonic didn't quite get the picture quality. They got a good picture quality, but on a Pioneer, the skin tones on a Pioneer were simply amazing. And we've got one coming in tomorrow which is dead, so I hope to undead it. I think I will always take these TVs in, even when these become too old. You could argue they're too old now, but I think he only plugs his Xbox into it. Gets a HD picture, new set of backlights. It will last for a long time. Now the reason I haven't plugged this in and showed you it not coming on, which is always a bit pointless, what's the point in plugging a TV, is the guy's son has already diagnosed it. He got his torch out and went, yeah, can you get that chap down the road to put me a new set of backlights in this, please? Dad, because the backlights have gone. Of which I said to his dad, I'm very impressed with that. Not a lot of people could diagnose their own TV that's gone faulty. He said, look Dad, if I shine a torch I can see the picture, the sound's still there. Knowledge is power. But you know, I'd always take these in for repair. I really would. Any screws in this one? Yes. Now someone has been in and repaired this before. It's possibly me. I'm going to say it's me because whoever did repair it before did a good job of putting everything back together. Not that I'm bigging myself up, but I'm going to pretend that it was me, because people don't usually put these two microscopic screws. They're very tiny. Look, that's can you see? No, of course you can't see. I'm not even on that bloody camera. I'll put them there and probably lose them and not put them back now. Right. So we are ready. Do you know this? I've had these tools to help you get prism sheets out and to help you get surrounds off. I can't think of the name today. What's the name I'm looking for? Anyway, begins with B. Bezels. Same to you. Ooh, this screen's a bit dirty though. It's going to need a. It's going to need a bit of attention. These always came off quite well. Oops, and I've forgotten to do something with the what an idiot. Got to put it back on now. I forgot to dismantle the IR sensor because I are stupid. Now it can come off. That can go there. Sorry, every so often I've got a new graphics card coming, but OBS, which I'm using more and more these days. I do prefer using Pinnacle, but it was Pinnacle that caused me so many problems, and their customer service. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that. But yes, every so often the graphic card just goes widdly lines, and I don't know why. And I'm not going to waste time on it because I know I've got a new graphics card coming. I was rather hoping it was going to be done today, and it still might be done today. If I remember rightly, 5 strips of 9 in here. 5 strips of backlights, 9 LEDs on each strip. In the days when Vestel decided to put lots of LEDs in. Mind you, the LED technology has got better, but they are using fewer LEDs. But I suppose if the LED technology is better, they can do that. Yes, this has had a new set in before. Well, these are broken off. Right, let me just disconnect it from, I'd already done it. So let's just go through and find out what backlights are working and which ones aren't. Not that it makes any difference, they are going to get a new set. Just zoom in a little bit. That zoomed right back out again. That was useless, wasn't it? There we go. Turn lights off. Should we start over here with this one? Positive on the left-hand side. And I can see one not working. Oh. This could be the faulty strip then. Let's try again. Yeah, it's trying to come on, but the top one here is not lighting. It's broad daylight, obviously, in a very bright day, but yes, that's not coming on. So that strip is faulty. That one seemed to be okay. Seemed to be okay. One of them was a bit late coming on. To be honest with you, I never know if one is late is coming on. There's one gone there. If that means it's weak or not. I think it must be. Let me do that again. Yeah, one gone there. And looking like one gone here. Okay. Could try and light them all, but I don't think it's going to work, because I think we've got one that's really shorted out rather nastily, and I don't think it wants to I don't think it wants to play ball. No, they're trying to come on. But I think it's that one which is got problems. Well, there's 2 or 3 that are failed, but that's one won't even let me light them up with the LED tester. Right, can I take them out without removing, because obviously I glued this down last time. I must find another, but possibly not. They may come off with the sheet. Then again, they may not. I don't think I can get that middle one out. No, so if I just gently pry this one up, whoops, if I force this one out, then I can get around the rest. So I've got to go looking for a new set, Mama. See you later. Right, new set in, and it's all working, even though you can't tell on the screen because it's got a funny flashing pattern to it. Pretty, but that's not what I can see. I can see all strips lit up and working and looking beautiful. I thought I'd only got 1 set left. Well, I had 2 sets, I've now only got 1 set left, which just goes to prove that these are still coming in for repair. So I better order some more. The last time I ordered some of these, are you ready for this? I ordered 2019, I ordered 50 sets. I'm not going to order that amount now, but I'll order 2 or 3 sets just to keep me going, because these are still coming in. I want to find some screen supports, and then I'll put the TV back together and we'll give it a clean, see the picture quality. He hadn't got a remote control. I'm thinking that is an old Vestel remote control, and I'm thinking that should do it. But we'll see when I put it back together. And I want a coffee first. And what a lovely cup of coffee it was. Sorry, microphone packed up, so just got to do a little bit of voiceover work for you. This is the bit where the screen goes in. Never have a problem with their screen, this particular screen. The follow-up to this, which was a Hitachi 40-inch, could be a bit dodgy because it was wedged in. But these always seem to go in wonderfully. Anyway, always clean the bottom of the screen because that's where the major part of the gunk is, and I shall clean the rest later. That remote control that I was talking about, which you can see there, didn't work. Don't know why, but I shall take it to bits tonight and see if there's anything I can sort out. Maybe it did get some corrosion from those horrible batteries that were inside. Start to reassemble the TV, always putting the 2 very, very tiny, minute screws in. I always think it's a sign of someone that cares a little about the work that they do, because you could leave those screws out. It's not really going to cause any problem. There's a cover that protects it, but you know, it's the sort of thing that even if I'd put the cover on, then I realised I'd left the screws out, I'd take the cover back off again to put the screws in. Caring, sharing sort of chap. Then on goes the top bezel. It just kind of clips into place. It won't go firmly into place until all the screws are in. Round the other side, and T-con cover going back on. I mean, we've done this so many times. Is it probably the most? At one point, I think this was the most sold television. I'm just trying to point out something about the difference in screws here. 2 different size screws in here. The flat, large one on the right-hand side is the one that goes in the bottom bezel, which you'll see in a second. So that particular screw, or those particular screws, because I think there are 6 of them, maybe 8, can't remember, they hold this bezel down. They are slightly different to the other ones and quite important, because there are different sizes, and it could cause a bit of a problem. I don't think it can crack the screen or anything like that, but it's just nice to get them correct. So just a little bit of information. So just putting the bezel back on in here. Yes, I will have a look at that remote control later, because I'm pretty sure that remote control will operate this TV. And I don't know if I mentioned it in the video earlier, but the The owner of this TV does not have a remote control. I've got millions of remote controls in the lockup, which is where I went down to find that one. If I can't get it working, and I've got another television to look at tonight, another Vestel, surprise, surprise, but I've got another TV to look at tonight. Before I get stuck into that, we'll take the remote apart and just see if we can find out why it's not working. Could be corrosion, because the original batteries had been stuck in it for years and leaked. Anyway, back goes on. Remembering to put all the clips in and all the plugs in the right way. It's quite easy to get them mixed up, because a couple of them are the same size, which is not like Vestel or any major Toshiba manufacturer, really. And you do have to class Vestel as a major TV manufacturer. Probably one of the largest in the world, really. But yes, there is a chance. I think you can put the speakers and the infrared sensor in each other on that, or something like that. Maybe it was the speakers. Anyway, so it's all back together. The only thing I haven't done is stick the stand on, but of course I'm just going to test. If you remember, I may have pointed out when the TV first came in, it had a HDMI broken out. Well, which was HDMI 2. HDMI 1 is as loose as a goose and is ready to fall off. So I can't test with that. So the only HDMI working on this set at the moment is HDMI 3, but the customer says his son only needs one. So we won't go searching for a main board if he's happy with that particular one. Stick it in HDMI 3. And there we have it, the picture back. Always a quality picture through HDMI. As I mentioned earlier again, the tuner is only standard definition, so that wouldn't be so much a quality picture. Some people still love standard definition. Some people still love DVDs. I can't kind of watch a DVD format now unless it's something really interesting. But anyway, old faithful Toshiba 40-inch back together again. And working.